After an insane Season 2 finale, Squid Game fans are left wondering which of the remaining contestants has what it takes to be the last man, or woman, standing. With the stakes higher than ever after Gi-hun's revolution, let's go over who actually has the highest chance of winning the 36th Squid Game, starting with the unlikely winners. Let's start this list off with the players whose chances look pretty slim. Young-sik, player 07, has all the physical strength he might need in the games, but absolutely zero strategy skills. Think of him as the guy who brings a knife to a chess match, or a chess set to a gunfight. His gambling mindset has gotten him this far. Mostly riding on his mother's wits, but that's not going to cut it anymore. His biggest mistake? Lacking the respect among other players to avoid being dragged away from his mother during the mingle game. Trust and respect is everything in Squid Game, and Young-sik is failing to connect those dots. Gi-hun made it through Season 1 purely because people were willing to help him, which is something Young-sik has been depending on and will struggle with as more players die. Sun-yo, player 044, is pretty much Season 2's version of Min-yo, and that's not a compliment. This former shaman might think she's hot stuff, but her personality makes her about as popular as Sang-woo is loved. She curses anyone who doesn't want to team up with her and relies on the universe to help her win.
너무 그렇게 애달할 거 없어? 이놈도 곧 그년 저승길 길동무가 될 거니까. 니들은 내 저주를 받았어. 내가 천지식명께 간절히 빌었거든. 니들 모두 이 안 차례대로 하나씩 숨통을 끊어달라고. 니들도 절대로 살아서는 여길 못 나가. 끔찍한 고통 속에서 죽게 될 거야. 서로 많이 쳐다보면서.
So what's the problem? The universe doesn't seem that interested in her. She nearly got knocked out during the six-legged pentathlon because she couldn't stay calm and overall lacks any charm to build an alliance. Her only advantage over Young-sik is her brain. But that's like saying a sinking ship has nicer curtains than the one next to it. Both are very likely to die quickly. Namgyu, player 124, has been a bully throughout Season 2, picking on MG Coin for the failed investment that left many players broke.
그 코인 많은 씹새끼들 돈 챙겨다가 필리핀으로 튀었다 하지 않았어? 넌 왜 여기 있어? 걔네가 너 버렸어?
With his buddy Thanos now dead, or maybe not, it depends who you ask, Namgyu is a widely looked down on choice. If the games don't kill him in Season 3, Myung-gi and Min-soo might team up to do it themselves after what he's done to them. Jung-dae, player 100, carries the heaviest debt of all the players.
대권 임종대 채무액 100억 100억? 누구야 누구? 뭘 봐!
And was one of the main guys who convinced others to keep playing. As one of the show's darker characters, his chances of making it out alive are thinner than paper. Squid Game isn't exactly known for happy endings, and Jung-dae seems destined to become another statistic when his story is compared with others on the list. So these are all the people that are pretty likely to get cut out of the picture early on, but for the ones that remain, it won't all be sunshine and rainbows. The middle of the pack. Dae-ho, player 388, entered the games with a serious advantage thanks to his military training. He had the physical edge and mental discipline needed to succeed. But Season 2's finale left him in a dark place. After witnessing too much bloodshed, he abandoned his team and hid in the dorm.
가져오고 있어요? 배우씨! 대답하세요! 배우씨! 배우씨! 거기 있어요!
Despite his training, the games broke his spirit like they had done to many others before him. As a military man, his inability to forgive himself for this act of cowardice might be his undoing in Season 3, leading him to give his life to save someone else's, too guilty to try and win for himself. Min-soo, player 125, initially seemed like a shy guy who would fold under pressure, but when push came to shove, he chose self-preservation over loyalty.
나랑 가자.
이길래 배우를 배워 안 내면 술래 가위바위보! 민수 이 새끼! 가위리스! 민수, you win!
He sided with those wanting to end the games, betraying Namgyu and Thanos in the process. This betrayal likely puts a target on his back for Season 3, since anyone who counted on his vote would be out for blood. Myung-gi, player 333, is the crypto bro nobody wanted to team up with. As the disgraced influencer whose awful advice landed many others in debt, he's been a walking target since day one.
MG 코인? 진기명기? 맞아?
넌 날 몰라도 난 널 알고 있지. MG 코인. 너 때문에 수업 깨졌다 이 개새끼야.
나도야.
어쩌긴
내가 당신들 그거 사라고 강제로 시켰어요?
안 사면 병신이라며 이 개새끼야!
형 참아. 알았어. 앨범 내야 돼.
뭐라고?
But something about Myung-gi makes him fascinating. The man has some serious survival skills. He knows how to avoid attention and stay invisible when it's all kicking off. He managed to survive both the special game and the rebellion despite being a target in many players' eyes. His ability to avoid conflicts gives him a fighting chance, but his connection to the pregnant Junhee might complicate things. Will he sacrifice himself for his unborn child in Season 3? That's the million-dollar question, and something many fans have been theorizing about. So this group might make it, but the next few contestants have some serious potential. Strong contenders. Hyunju, player 120, proved herself during the shootout when she went back to find Dae-ho.
배우씨! 배우씨! 배우씨 어디 있어요? 배우씨! 배우씨.
With a military background similar to his, she has the skills to survive, but unlike him, she's got courage to match. While nearly everyone who fought in the shootout died, Hyunju made it out alive after completing the most dangerous task, finding Dae-ho and returning to save her teammates. She's tough, capable, and determined to win the money to start her new life. As a natural leader with combat experience, she could go all the way and is a very likely winner. Jung-ja, player 149, showed solid concentration under intense stress during the second game. As someone who survived through a war, she has some skills and experience that younger players can only dream of. Her age hasn't slowed her down much in physically demanding games, and she knows when to fight and when to hide. But what's her biggest weakness? Her kindness and gambling son who almost got her killed. If Gyum-ja wins but loses her son in the process, it would be a bittersweet victory that mirrors Gi-hun's guilt-ridden win from Season 1. And it's very likely he'll get himself eliminated. Speaking of Gi-hun, player 456, our main character has already survived all 6 games once. While others are playing to simply survive, Goku is playing to end the games forever, whatever the cost may be. His fearlessness and understanding of how the games work give him a serious edge. Unlike many others, he hasn't lost his humanity yet. His compassion and friendliness serve as strengths rather than weaknesses. He knows that no one can survive alone, and his ability to form a team might just be what keeps him alive in the later rounds. Although these are all strong players, the final showdown is going to be intense, and only one can prevail, the victor. After analyzing all the remaining players, one contestant stands out as having the best chance of survival. Junhee, player 222. As a pregnant woman in her 3rd trimester, the odds have been stacked against Junhee from the beginning. The Squid Game is very physically demanding, and the survival rate in Season 1 was only 0.218%. However, Junhee has something no other player has: protection from multiple sides. Players like Gi-hun, Myung-gi, and even the front daddy have all shown a willingness to protect her. In the Mingle game, both Goku and the Big Daddy work to keep her safe.
먼저 뛰어가세요 빨리. 여기 3명! 할수 없어 가자 빨리. 여기 있어.
Her condition has earned her sympathy from players who might otherwise be focused solely on their own survival. From a storytelling perspective, Junhee's survival makes the most sense. Killing a pregnant woman would be crossing a line even for Squid Game, especially if her child can't be saved. Her victory would also serve as the perfect symbol for the show's themes of humanity and redemption. Maybe the front man will try to redeem himself through her. After exploring the darkest sides of human greed and desperation, Junhee's survival, representing new and pure life being brought into the world, would offer a perfect contrast. Gi-hun, who entered Season 2 determined to save others rather than himself, would definitely sacrifice his life if it meant Junhee and her unborn child could survive. This is especially the case when you remember his own terrible relationship with his daughter, and the fact he has no other family left. Even the frontman, whose wife experienced complications during pregnancy, might find himself unable to let Junhee die and intervene. Junhee's sole purpose from the beginning has been to walk out alive for the sake of her child. She represents hope in a competition designed to crush it and eliminate any form of purity. If she emerges as the winner, it would show her life being renewed despite the horrors she witnessed in those crazy games. But something fans have been wondering and speculating for a while is, what if there's more than one winner? Co-champions. While the games are designed for a single winner, Season 2 has already broken expectations by keeping much of its cast alive. Could Season 3 surprise us with multiple survivors? Many fans online seem to think so, and their reasoning is this: the rebellion could technically still succeed. With Junho and his team of mercenaries searching for the island in Season 3, and Gohan continuing his mission to end the games, there's a slim chance the whole operation could be shut down before the final game. This would allow multiple survivors, though many would die in the process. If this happens, the most probable probable survivors would be Junhee, Hyunju, and Jumja. These three women have demonstrated the will to survive without compromising their humanity, a rare combination in the brutal world of Squid Game. But the show has never been about happy endings. Even if multiple players survive, they'll carry the deep mental scars of their experiences forever. Like Gi-hun in Season 1, they might find that survival comes with its own set of challenges once they go back a regular life. The final verdict. After weighing all the factors against each character, Junhee emerges as the most likely winner of Squid Game Season 3. Her pregnancy, the protection she receives from other players, and her status as a symbol of new life all come together and point to her survival. The frontman and Gi-hun both have strong chances to be the ultimate victors of the series, but their competing agendas may lead to a mutual explosion which gets them both out of the way for others to live. Hyunju and Gyumja could surprise everyone with their resilience and determination, but they lack the narrative significance that Junhee holds, which might end up with her getting the can after her son. In a show as unpredictable as Squid Game, nothing is certain. But if there's one player worth betting on, it's the young mother-to-be whose victory would represent the perfect conclusion to this dark and compelling series. The mind games in Squid Game are often way crazier and lethal than the physical challenges. Season 3 will be a test of not just who can survive the games, but who can survive with their humanity intact by the end of it. Judging by his actions in Season 2, that actually might not be Gojo after all. So this has been an analysis of who I think will win the Squid Games in Season 3. Which player do you think is the most likely to win? If you want to see more Squid Game content and theories, subscribe and click the video on screen now.